Have you ever wondered how an airport can totally reinvent itself? Well, today we're diving into the incredible story of Rome's Fiumicino. We're going to break down the strategy that took it from just another busy hub to a record-shattering, five-star global leader that's now the envy of the aviation world.
Our story kicks off in the middle of a hot summer in 2025. While millions of people were off on vacation, something absolutely unprecedented was happening at Fiumicino, a moment that would completely redefine what the airport was capable of.
And this is the number that changes everything. 5.2 million. Now that's not for a whole year. That's how many people passed through Fiumicino's gates in a single month. This wasn't just your typical summer rush, it was by far the busiest month in the airport's entire history.
Look, numbers like that don't just happen by accident. They're the result of a very deliberate, very calculated plan. So the big question we're tackling is, what was the blueprint? How on earth did Fiumicino pull off this incredible transformation?
Okay, so to really understand how they did it, we first have to look at the passenger numbers. Because that record-breaking August, it wasn't a fluke. It was a sign of a much, much bigger trend.
Yeah, when you zoom out and look at the first 9 months of 2025, the pattern is crystal clear. The airport system handled over 47 million people. That's a 4.3% jump from the year before, which, by the way, was also a record. So this isn't a spike, it's sustained, powerful momentum.
But here's where it gets really fascinating. Where all this growth is coming from. As you can see, it's being fired up by long-haul flights. Traffic from Central and South America shot up by 10%, while the Arabian Peninsula is up 7% thanks to airlines like Emirates adding more and more flights. And that's the key. It's not just about getting more passengers. It's about building stronger connections to the entire world.
Of course, all those people don't just fill up airplanes. They help build a financial fortress. That incredible surge in traffic has a direct and really powerful impact on the airport's bottom line.
Let's just look at the foundation they were building on. In 2024 alone, the airport pulled in over €1 billion in revenue. And even more impressive, it generated €629 million in EBITDA, which is basically a key measure of a company's real operating profit. It's this financial muscle that makes everything else possible.
And well, when you've got financials that are that strong, the world's top financial experts, they definitely take notice. This performance earned the airport a huge stamp of approval from the people who really matter, the ones who rate their credit.
And here's exactly what that approval looks like. In November of 2025, the big credit rating agencies gave a massive thumbs up. Moody's upgraded their rating, and S&P shifted their outlook to positive. To put it simply, this is like your personal credit score getting a huge boost. It tells investors that the airport is a safe, profitable bet, which makes it way easier and cheaper to borrow money for all those big projects.
So, you've got packed terminals and a really healthy bank account. What do? You don't just sit back and maintain things, you double down. Fiumicino is now launching one of the most ambitious airport expansions anywhere in the world.
First up is a nearly €2 billion investment plan that's going to run through 2028. As you can see here, it kicks off in 2025, focusing on the core infrastructure, and by mid-2026, they'll have already expanded their capacity in a big way. This isn't just basic upkeep. This is a strategic move to get ready for even more growth.
But believe it or not, that €2 billion plan, that's just the warm-up act. The ultimate vision is a mind-boggling €9 billion master plan. We're talking about a complete redevelopment designed to lock in Fiumicino's place as a top-tier global hub for generations to come.
And this isn't some new idea they just cooked up. As the CEO, Marco Troncone, explains right here, this huge new investment is actually building on a foundation they've been laying for the last decade, where they've already invested €3 billion. It's just solid proof of a steady, long-term vision.
But look, a truly world-class airport isn't just about bigger terminals and more passengers. It's about the experience. Fiumicino's strategy goes way beyond the runway, focusing on two other absolutely critical areas: quality and sustainability.
They're basically attacking this on two fronts. On one hand, there's this relentless drive to perfect the passenger experience, and on the other, a really serious commitment to being an environmental leader in the industry. It's this awesome blend of premium service and planetary responsibility. Let's start with quality. That Skytrax 5-star award you see there, that's not just some trophy they hang on the wall. It's basically the airport equivalent of a Michelin star.
Earning it puts Fiumicino into this super exclusive club of only about a dozen airports worldwide recognized for hitting the absolute highest standards of service.
And on the sustainability side, they're making a huge real-world difference. Fiumicino is now home to the largest airport solar farm in all of Europe. The impact is massive. It's set to slash carbon emissions by over 11,000 tons year after year after year.
So where does all this momentum lead? The growth we've seen so far is impressive, yeah? But there are several major events right on the horizon that suggest this ascent is far from over.
First off, the 2025 Holy Year Jubilee is expected to draw as many as 35 million pilgrims to Rome. That alone is staggering. But at the same time, major airlines like United and EasyJet are adding new routes and even new bases at the airport. Each one of these is a major boost on its own, but when you put them all together, they create a perfect storm for even more record-breaking growth.
So when you put it all together, the record-breaking traffic, the incredible financial strength, the billions being poured into investment, and that relentless pursuit of quality and sustainability, you're left with one final question. As Fiumicino continues its climb, you really have to wonder, can anyone out there truly challenge Rome's ascent in the world of aviation?